Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
If you'd like to stand, we'll sing our call to worship.
Okay, now I'm awake. That's right.
We came here to laugh, and we came here to sing, and we come here to remember we're in everything. Yes, we come here to love, and we come here to live, and we come here to remember that we came here to give our love away. We came to give our love away. We came here to laugh, and we come here to sing, and we come here to remember we're in everything. Yes, we come here to love, and we come here to live, and we come here to remember that we came here to give our love away. We came to give our love away. We came here to laugh, and we came here to live, and we came here to remember we're in everything. Yes, we come here to love, and we come here to live, and we came here to remember that we came here to give our love away. We came to give our love away. We came to give our love away. We came to give our love away.
Good morning.
Morning.
My name is Blake Ringsmith, and I was here last week. I don't know if you remember that, but I was. All right. So we got a checklist. We came here to love, right? And we came here to laugh, and you guys just laughed. And you did it again. And sing. Wasn't that in the song? Okay. So I think we're done now. But we do have a service for you today, and I'm excited to be a part of it. We have some announcements as well. The End of Life series, there will not be a session today. Instead, the session next week will cover two topics: dealing with dementia and intro to hospice. Receive guidance on how to work with a friend and family member who struggles with memory issues. Learn how to determine what certain behaviors may mean and how to structure their lifestyle to provide as much consistency and security as possible. And that is happening all around me in my life right now. This session will also help dispel some of the myths surrounding hospice and explain how to make the most of hospice services at the end of life. Membership pathway classes will occur in October. That's this month. There are 3 classes which will take place on October 13th, 20th, and 27th at Unity following the fellowship service. Membership Sunday will take place on November 3rd. And if you are interested in becoming a member of Unity of Traverse City, or would just like more information about Unity's founding principles and what we believe in, please sign up on the sheet in the foyer. They're on the table on the right as you're leaving. For more information, see Bob White, who you'll be seeing more of momentarily. The Jim Coates Memorial will take place on Saturday, October 26th at 11 a.m. October 26th, 11 a.m. right here at Unity. And the Day of the Dead celebration. Save the date. On Saturday, November 2nd from 4 to 7 p.m. there will be a Day of the Dead party here at Unity of Traverse City. Day of the Dead is a joyful holiday that is celebrated mostly in Mexico to remember the deceased and loved ones of our family and friends and celebrate their memory. It's not a downer, it's an upper. The celebration will include food, music, storytelling, and other fun activities. A big part of the celebration includes creating altars that honor family, friends, heroes, and pets. Yvette, my wife, who is not here this morning, will be around to help show you what that looks like, because she does it as part of her Spanish class every year. And it's a wonderful way to celebrate those that have passed. That means so much to us. And finally, we have a Green Earth Award announcement from Marianne Cacciaglia. Here she comes. Yay, Marianne. Take it away.
So this past summer, Unity Worldwide Ministries has an Earth Care program, as you know, and they offer a Green Star Award. And this past summer, I made application. It's for last year's activities, I was able to submit 5 things that we did. We had our plant forward. So we had our Plant Forward January potluck, our vegan potluck. We had our Earth Day celebration with red maple saplings that we were distributed to everyone. We became a wildlife certified wildlife center through the help of Libby and Mike Robold. We also had our cleanup. We had the forester here. We took care of the invasive species and did all that, and had many volunteers who helped clean up the property. And then we also, the Compassionate Choices group was also recognized as spreading a message of compassion and sustainability in all our choices. And so I was so happy to get this letter from Unity Worldwide Ministries that we were one of the congregations chosen to receive this. So let me... So it says, Dear Unity of Traverse City, Unity Spiritual Center, the Unity Earth Care team is honored to present you with this beautiful certificate. May its arrival stimulate a spirit-centered celebration. May it, too, call you to an even deeper connection between your prayer time and your co-creating a more spiritually integrative community and planet. And so it is. Amen. Amen. And then, so here's our award. I just wanted to thank everyone for participating and for the consciousness that we have here of caring for the earth and all the inhabitants and how wonderful that is. And it just says, in recognition of their efforts to be a good steward of the environment, the Unity Worldwide Ministry Earth Care team hereby presents the Green Star Award for Environmental Excellence to Unity of Traverse City, Unity Spiritual Center.
Hey, that's my line. So, yeah, well, so thank you, Marianne, for your leadership. Thank you to everyone. Unity has a deep, deep, deep tradition in the earth, loving the earth and the animals and the creatures on it. And it's nice to remember that, and thank you for all your work. Let's see, just a couple more things. Our food drive is still going, looks like. Today's the last day, so there are also cash donations if you weren't able to bring some food, if that moves you, and also the Unity community yesterday manned the Tom's East Bay Father Fred Food Pantry Drive. Thank you to everyone who participated. It was wonderful. We collected a lot of food, There were at least 30 boxes filled when I was there between the time I got there and the time I left and saw what had happened. It's just as I promised you before, it was a powerful and joyful experience to see the community. And I'm going off script here, as you probably would imagine.
No.
It's something I do from time to time. What I saw in myself, what I experienced as the person greeting the people coming into Tom's was judging who was going to be receptive to my solicitation, if you will, and take the piece of paper and listen to me. And I will just tell you, it was a surprising insight. I got it wrong a lot of times, which really was a lesson to me and opened my heart. Anyway, take that. We have a song now.
We do. If
you'd like to stand, we'll make a big choice here. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of love right now, singing, I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing peace today. I'm choosing peace today. I am walking the road of peace right now, singing, I'm choosing peace today. I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of joy right now, singing, I'm choosing joy today. I choose compassion today. I choose compassion today. I am walking the road of compassion right now, singing, I choose compassion today. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today.
As we always do, we'll start the next section of our service with prayer. I chose a reading from today's daily word, October 6th. Joy. I rejoice in life's simple pleasures. Life's biggest moments, weddings, births, graduations, celebrations of all kinds, are a cause for joy. But joy is also found in life's simpler moments, the day-to-day happenings that comprise daily living. Joy is in the sunrise, in my morning prayer, in the familiar faces I love and look forward to seeing, in the satisfaction I get from my work or from service. It is in my favorite things and in the sweet surprises that come from trying something new and different. Joy is in the comfort I find in my favorite spiritual practices and in finding God anew as I deepen in spiritual insight. However it manifests, joy is part of me, a way to feel the peace and power of God in my heart and deep in my soul. And so it is. Amen. We'll also now say our statement of unity together, please. Centered in divine wisdom, I trust my inner knowing.
You can remain seated. You are the light of the world. Yes, you are the light of the world. Don't hide your light, but let it shine clear and bright. For you are the light, light of the world. Shine your light to the world. Yeah, shine your light to the world. Shine
As the lights come down, we enter into our time of meditation. A chance to reconnect, reaffirm, re-energize that link to the divine which resides in every one of us. I encourage you to take some slow, deep breaths to aid in that process of letting go. Letting go of the human cares and concerns that may have been on your mind this morning, on your way here, or even now as you sit. Those are not real. What is the truth is that you are divine. What is the truth is that only love is real. And as we continue to relax into this deep knowing, feel joy. The joy that is always there, but fan it like a flame. Call to mind the joy that we have had this morning in singing together. The joy in laughing together. The joy in listening to the wonderful music. The joy in knowing that we come here in service. You are surrounded by people who love you, who are serving, whose hearts are filled with love. The joy of the light that shone this morning in the sky as the sun rose. The light on the water. The light through the trees that are changing colors. The warmth in the air. And the warmth that is here. These are all meaningful, fulfilling reasons for joy. Feel the smile in your heart as it comes to your face, and call up a joyful moment for you. Whatever comes to mind, whether it be from childhood, today, or anywhere in between. Nurture that joyful moment as we move into the silence, knowing that that joy springs from one source, the Christ presence in you. And it is always there. We know that joy is our divine birthright. When we are not able to feel joy, we know we are ignoring our true essence. And yet it is always there. It is always there for you in each moment. And like a light switch, you can turn it on. For walking the path, your spiritual path, is joy in and of itself. And we are all here by divine appointment. And for this knowing, this truth, we are grateful. And so it is. Amen.
Living in the house of the soul's belonging, where you know without a doubt that you've made it home. Living in the house of the soul's belonging, coming back to the holy ground that you've always known.
Of love, there is no competition, no contradiction, and no control. But you can have possession and claim possession, working on a sin. You cannot be bought or sold.
The soul's belonging, where you know without a doubt that you made it home. Living in the house of the soul's belonging, coming back to the holy ground that you've always known.
Step into the feeling, sweet surrender. Let yourself remember who you are. You can take your own sweet time, ease your troubled mind. The secret sanctuary of the heart.
Living in the house of the soul's belonging, where you know without a doubt that you've made it home. Living in the house of the soul's belonging, coming back to the holy ground that you've always known. There is room for all the kindness you can hold, and you know you can take it with you everywhere you go. Living in the house of the soul's belonging, where you know without a doubt that you made it home. Living in the house of the soul's belonging, coming back to the holy ground that you've always known. always known.
Yes. I am thrilled to be with you today because it's been so long since I've been here. It's been a while since Blake and I have had a chance to share the podium, and I've been looking forward to this for at least the last 7 days. So it's good to be here. Yeah, I know. Well, it'd be easier if it was, but no. I spent some time trying to figure out what to talk about this week. Usually I have, she's laughing already. Usually I have a little bit more time to prepare and think and go through it, but I had a week, and so it was a challenge. The process of choosing wasn't particularly pleasant, but it finally got there, as I always do, or we always do. And I landed on forgiveness. And the reason I landed on forgiveness, or one of the reasons, is that I've had my own issues with forgiveness over the course of my life, some of which I'll explain later. But it's a spiritual practice that I think is essential to all of us. Now, forgiveness can come in a couple forms. It can be over something not too large. Say, for example, you have your spouse or your partner has spent all day baking a nice cake for someone's birthday or an anniversary. And out of the goodness of your heart, you decide to carry that in. And as you do, you trip on the step and it goes plot on the porch. Now, that's never happened to me, but I have stumbled a couple times. And that could be probably forgiven in not too long of a period, maybe a year or two. But then there is the type that requires a much deeper level of forgiveness. Those are ones where we might have been betrayed by a loved one, maybe hurt physically or emotionally by someone, or called out as doing something that we haven't done, but we are needing to try to overcome. Those types of instances, forgiveness can be complicated, complex, painful, and long-lasting if we let them. Forgiveness can help relationships heal over time, or damage and destroy them if it's not put in practice. And we are the ones who decide which it will be, because it is a conscious choice we have to make, probably one of the more difficult choices we have to make if we're in that position, but one that is on us either way. So what I want to do today is talk a little bit about what I see as forgiveness, because we all probably have a little bit of different interpretation, and we want to try to be on the same page here. Why it's important, how it's done, and the choices that we make to put it into practice. And I'll also share some information about my own less than stellar relationship with forgiveness. It has been a challenge at times. I'd like to start with an article I came across from Reverend Jim Blake, who is the CEO of Unity World Headquarters. And the title of his article is Forgiveness and the Art of Well-Being. And his very first sentence says, if you were like me, there are times I read a title like this one and above, like this one above, and immediately bristle with resistance. Why, you might ask? Because on occasion there are fresh events in my life where I might still be holding raw energy or emotions, and I am not ready to embrace the idea of forgiveness. Forgiveness takes time. It takes processing. And it's not something that comes easily. It's not something that comes quickly. But it is something that can come if we make the effort. And he also points out one of the most important pieces of forgiveness in my mind is that forgiveness is something extremely powerful, for we do it for ourselves, not for the other person. When we forgive, we're able to let go of all of the anger, maybe not all of it, but much of the anger, the resentment, the distrust that we have that has come from someone doing something to us that we think we were wronged. He also says that if we don't do that, we end up taking it out on the world around us. It might take weeks, months, or even years after the original act, and we are the only ones that pay that price. The person who caused our angst probably could not care less of how we react. So it's really up to us what we want to do. And another thing that it does is that by letting go of that forgiveness and all of the space, unforgiveness, and all of that space that occupies within us, we free up space to allow room for gratitude and for love to enter. So that's another reason it's a good idea. I came across another article from Eric Butterworth, one of the icons of unity, of course. And his article is called Giving and Forgiving. And it has a tagline of that it's an extremely helpful way to get into giving consciousness, to release yourself from the bondage of unforgiveness. Because it does hold us in bondage. We are the ones that pay the price. He has what he calls the safety valve way of forgiving. And that is, you've held it for so long, you don't think it's ever going to change. You finally say, okay, I give up. I let it go. That might work, but it's not true forgiveness. How much better is it to be able to bless the people in the situation and let that go earlier than as a last resort? Because we don't hurt for as long or for as much. He also points out something that really resonated for me, or with me. And that is that when we are not forgiving, we are living entirely from our human nature. We are not in touch with the divine at all, because we're holding grudges. We're blocking, as the song said this morning, we're blocking our light from being shown in the world, because we are so tied up with the negative feelings, emotions that we have, that we are now allowing ourselves to live as we are supposed to live. Now, there are a lot of different ways to look at forgiveness. And as far as unity is concerned, you haven't got to look too far to find that. Just look to the first two of our principles, that there is only one presence and one power active as the universe and as my life, God the good. And the second one, our essence is God. Therefore, we are inherently good. This God essence, called the Christ, was fully expressed in Jesus. And it's in all of us. Not just those people that we agree with, not just those people that we like. It's in each and every person. And if you could draw to mind someone who just you think is a terrible human being, I've had those people in my life that I just, for whatever reason, could not stand, could not get along with. And if I never saw them again, that would be great, but they're usually people I see daily. And what I've come to believe is that compassion can help us forgive just about anything and anybody. Think about this for a second. Bring that person in mind again. What did they have to go through? What did they have to endure to get to the place that would justify to them that type of behavior? I know I certainly wouldn't want to be there. And they were harmed so severely that the only way that they could cope was by trying to make other people feel worse than they do. And therefore they're superior and they get a little bit of self-image boost from that. If I can't feel compassion for someone who went through that, then I have a problem. A conscious choice. Compassion is a conscious choice to free ourselves from the fears and the hurts and the emotions and thoughts that put those hurts and wrongs in us. It's an action gift to ourselves. It also fosters further spiritual growth. Once we realize that we're not behaving or living in line with Spirit, we can make a correction. We can connect with Spirit once again and say, and ask, how am I to do this? Help me. Help me live my life more compassionately towards this person, towards that person, towards the world, whatever it is that can get us grounded again in our own relationship with God. By fostering those growths, we deepen our connection to Spirit. We employ other spiritual practices like understanding, empathy, and these all can lead to our own sense of inner peace. So again, there are benefits to us that if we don't do these things, are going to be hard to find. Another way to look at it is the way that A Course in Miracles defines or talks about forgiveness. According to the Course, forgiveness frees us or points out the separation or gets rid of the separation that we feel to God, to ourselves, to everyone else, to the planet. Because the main thesis of A Course in Miracles is that we live in our human nature because we have believed for all of our lives in separation. We have forgotten what we knew when we were born, that we are a child of God, that we have all of those divine properties already in us, and all we have to do is express them and let them be. But when we are stuck in a state of separation, it's not going to work. Both our divinity and our humanity are in our minds. It's like we have split minds. Okay? There's the little s mind, which is basically the ego, our human nature, that tells us we aren't this, we aren't that, we have to do it this way, it's his fault, it's her fault, whatever it might be. And there's our big S self, which is the self we share with God, where we can offer forgiveness, we can offer compassion, and we can benefit that from ourselves. If we do that, judgment is impossible. And everyone is worthy of love and acceptance. All sounds great, right? How do we do that? How do we go about that? I think the main point I've already expressed, I just want to reiterate from the piece, is that it's connecting with Spirit and focusing on our divine nature, what we are, what we can be, what we are already, and the ability to keep human nature out of the equation. Now, we're here to be human. I'm not saying we should not enjoy our humanity. Humans are, it's good, bad, and ugly sometimes, but it is what it is. That's what being human is about. experiencing all of those emotions, all of those feelings, and even though you have those, being able to express the divine that's in us, being able to stay connected to Spirit, being able to see the best in other people and in ourselves. Living by expressing who and what we really are. We have to recognize and acknowledge the feelings of resentment and anger before we can give them up. As I said last week, that's not one of my favorite things in the world to do. I don't like to feel. It's scary, it hurts. But it's absolutely necessary that we do that. We have to accept those feelings. They are valid without judgment, without condemnation. They are illusions, and we have to realize that. And then we have to let them go. Turn them over, let them go, just like those clouds in the sky. They'll go away. It's not easy, there's no light switch, but it can happen. What I'd like to do now is to share part of a story with you about how I have experienced or not experienced forgiveness in my life. I've told part of this before. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but I think all of us have had difficult childhoods. Some much more difficult than others. Some pretty smooth, but no one gets out of childhood or the teen years or this life without some scars, emotional as well as physical. My parents, I want to say right up front, were very good people. They taught me some exceptional values, that everyone is the same regardless of the color of their skin, their religion. They are all willing and deserve the best life they possibly can have. They taught me a work ethic. Sometimes I think they taught me too well after all the years I worked. But what they didn't teach me or didn't show me is how to feel, or what to feel, or to acknowledge feelings, or to talk about things. I learned from masters. They were the best I think I've ever seen, aside from myself, of stuffing all of that and pretending it doesn't exist. I never once in my life saw my parents fight. Now, how realistic is that? I never, well, not never, very few times did I ever see my father really angry. So I thought, anger's not good. And I never once in my childhood, not going to say never, very few times in my childhood did I feel that they cared about me. I felt I was a distraction. And when you're 10 years old, you can't put together what might be wrong with somebody else, right? It was my fault. I had no idea what I did. I was either a disappointment, I wasn't good enough, or whatever the case might be. Fill in your own blanks. There was nothing I could do about that. But there is something a 16-year-old teenager and a 25 or 28-year man can do, and that is get angry as hell. Angry to the point that it muddled my vision, it muddled my capacity to be compassionate with my parents. I treated them terribly. I had one stretch in my life when I was in the psychiatric unit of Hurley Hospital for a while. And when you're in a psychiatric unit, you get to pick and choose who you want to have come see you. And my mother had called and said, I want to come see my son. And they said, let me check with him. And I said, no, I don't want to see her. And I didn't do that intentionally to hurt her. I just didn't want to see her. And I didn't know until I had children how that must have broken her heart. To have your child say, I don't want to see you. My father, had a very uncomfortable and terrible death. And there were times when I could have helped him, where my mother asked me to help him, and I didn't. I just didn't do it. And I said to my mom one time, you know, if Dad would just tell me he's sorry, that would make everything fine. And one of the few times I saw my mother get angry was, what in the world does your father have to say sorry to you for? Because she didn't see it, she didn't get it. And I understand that now. I didn't understand that then. How can you not see what you guys have done to me? I was in complete victim mode by that time. And I wasn't about to let it go. My dad died when I was 28, my mom died when I was 38, and I was never able to make amends with them. And then I found the most difficult type of acceptance, and that's self-acceptance. How did I rationalize the behavior that I had and demonstrated to my folks for all those years over something they couldn't control? They were both alcoholics. They were damaged. I have no idea what their lives are like as children because we never talked about it. Never. I tried, got shut off, stop, not going down that road again. I have no idea what they experienced as children of the Depression, of children growing up on a farm in Southern Illinois or in Chicago. I didn't know. I don't know how much difference it would have made had I known, but I know it would have made a difference. I might have come to that compassionate place earlier. I thought I had dealt with all of that. I had forgiven them because I realized there's nothing that I needed to forgive. It wasn't their fault. That's just who they were, and they were not able to nurture me like I saw other friends of mine's parents. And I thought I had put that to bed until I started putting together this talk. And much to my surprise and my chagrin, that came back. Not to the degree that it was, not to the degree that I can't continue to work on that, but that's what I have to do for myself. Because if I don't forgive myself for that, I won't say there's no hope, but things really won't get very much better now, will they? So I have to do that. I read someplace, and I actually looked this up because I had this thought, that self-forgiveness is actually part of the grace of God. Because we are forgiven for anything and everything we do by Spirit. Why can't we give that to ourselves? Why can't we say, I might have made a mistake, but that's what it was a mistake. And I don't have to pay that price for the rest of my life. I'm still working on that. But it's better than it was. As they say in 12-step groups, we strive for progress, not perfection. And that's progress. I'd like to end today with a few quotes I've came across regarding forgiveness. Marianne Williamson says, the practice of forgiveness is our most important contribution to the healing of the world. What if everybody forgave everybody else? Ianya Vincent, the remedy of life's broken pieces is not classes, workshops, or books. It's forgiveness. And Mother Teresa, if we really want to love, we must learn how to forgive. Forgiveness is one of the biggest spiritual principles I think I need to apply in my life at this point. I'm aware of it. I know what to do. I just got to get out of my own way and do it. I have to let Spirit connect with me in a stronger way than it ever has before And I need to be willing to let Spirit in and help forgive myself. And if I do that, I'm on the way to having a phenomenal rest of my life. I found one other quote as I was sitting in the office before we began today. And it's from Kerry Washington, who was an entrepreneur and an actress, and she's a very bright individual. She says, "I realize that I don't have to be perfect. All I have to do is show up and enjoy this messy, imperfect, and beautiful journey of my life. And I plan to enjoy it." Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bob. That was wonderful. All right. Now is the time of our offering, a time to share our financial gifts with this ministry. And as children of a loving God, we live in the light of abundance. Deeply grateful for all that has been given and all that is to come. We embrace the good that God provides with joy and thanksgiving. Together, let us say our prosperity blessing. May I use my God-given powers of wisdom and vision to see that abundance is all around me.
Let us love, let us live each day with brave faith. Brave faith, brave faith. Let us love, let us live each day with brave faith. Brave faith. It's a busy place out there, complicated world we share, working with no guarantees. I believe that what we need is brave faith, brave faith. Let us love, let us live each day with brave faith, brave faith. Sometimes we are slow to trust, wisdom hidden deep in us. Fear of failure keeps us down. What we all could use right now is brave faith, brave faith. Let us love, let us live each day with brave faith, brave faith.
Wow. So I did not have to use my God-given powers of wisdom and vision to see that abundance is all around me, man. Holy smokes, it was in my face. Wow. That's fabulous. Okay. Now it's time to close the service. I'd like to welcome anybody here for the first time. We have a packet of information for you. Our ushers can provide for you. We have prayer chaplains available at the front of the sanctuary here for personal confidential prayer, and in the hallway as well. They'll be wearing the orange name tags. I just want to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow, thank you. What a great service. The abundance is here, the joy I feel in my heart. Thank you to everybody who served today and for being here, because you were all here by divine appointment, whether you knew it or not. But I think you did. All right, so let us bring our service to close by forming a circle like we always do. See how close we can get. You guys spread out.
Yeah.
Can we do it? Yes, we can. Not exactly a
There we
circle,
go.
but
Yeah.
wow, look at that. Look at that, would you? All right. I invite you to call into the circle the name or circumstance that you wish to bring the highest power of good and divinity to. If you're comfortable, speak it aloud. And we know that the highest good is coming to all of those things. We know that it may not be what we would like, but we know it is in divine order for the greater good that we may not see now, or we may. And we will bless these prayers with our prayer for protection. Together.
The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment